Welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Beaters, and if you're new to the channel, I am Oldhead Gaming, and of course, we've had this situation where every chapter for a while now, we've known literally every little minute detail.
Found anything yet? Nothing yet, sir! How about you? Not a thing, sir! What about you guys? We ain't found shit!
We ain't found it. Not a damn thing. We don't know a single thing. And the PTB is just updated. We're going to go live. We're going to look at survivors. Or just one survivor. Is there two? We don't know. We're going to look at the killer. We're going to look at their power, the perks, how these things line up, and how they're going to actually affect gameplay moving forward when the actual chapter drops on March the 7th. So let's actually hop over now to the PTB and see what's crack-a-lackin'. Alright. So here's the creepy Terminator music. That's fine, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Drop in blood points. Got it. Great. Alright, so here's what we see on the test build. This is the new drop round. This is the new background. Let's take a look at the survivors first. Alright, so there is two survivors. Thalita Lyra and Renato Lyra. Okay. So the first one, Thalita, has mastered the art of competitive flair. Fighting kites with skill and flourish. Her personal perks, cut loose, friendly competition, and teamwork, power of 2, allow her to perform a series of fast vaults inspired by generators and teammates. Let's take a look at Thalita. This is Thalita's design. Let's take a look at those perks. Alright, her first perk, cut loose. You get in enough trouble, you know how to get out of it. After performing a rushed vault in a chase, this perk activates. While this perk is active, your rush vaults are silent for up to 4 seconds, and successfully performing a rush vault during that time resets the timer. Alright, this perk has a 45-second cooldown, so this is the yellow version. Let's see what we got in perk 2. This is teamwork, power of 2. It's hard to keep up with you, but it doesn't stop people from trying. Whenever you finish healing another survivor, you both move 5% faster as long as you stay within 12 meters of the survivor you healed until one loses a health state. Okay, power of 2 can only be triggered once every 180 seconds at yellow. Weird perk, so you basically, after you heal someone, you gotta stick with them for the next, however many seconds? Good gravy. Alright, and finally, friendly competition. You revel in the community spirit of competition, inspire others to follow suit. Whenever you finish repairing a generator with at least one other survivor, this perk activates. You and the other survivors you finish repairing the generator, you get 5% increased repair progress for the next 45 seconds. Okay, so a lot of her perks are about doing stuff with others. You're going to see that both with power of 2, and you're going to see that both with friendly competition. And cut loose seems to be the only perk for Thalita that is really just her own. Alright, now Renato always keeps his eye on the prize, and he expects the same from his teammates. His personal work, background, blood rush, and teamwork, collective stealth allow him to move faster whenever he chases. So let's take a look at Renato. Here's Renato. Here's his base look. And let's take a look at those perks. So the first one is background player. You're not usually the center of attention. In some cases, this can be a good thing. After you unhook another survivor, break into sprint for 150% of your normal running speed for 60 seconds and gain exhaustion. This perk causes exhaustions for 60 seconds. Next one is blood rush. Your mind and body are honed for great feats, allowing you to push through with extra effort when necessary. This perk activates once you are one hook away from instant death. While healthy, running and suffering from exhaustion, press the activity button to lose 1 health state, recover exhaustion instantly, and gain the broken status effect for 28 seconds. You're automatically healed from injury to healthy after 28 seconds. Being put in a dying state will cancel this health. Interesting. Okay. And finally, his teamwork perk is his collective stealth. When someone helps you out, you respond in kind. Whenever another survivor finishes healing you, you both leave no scratch marks as long as you stay within 12 meters of the survivor who healed you or until you loses a health state. So you can basically run with no penalty, and this can trigger once every 180 seconds. Interesting perks. Nothing strikes me right now as completely overpowered, but it's very interesting how these teamwork perks work. Now, I will like to see what these look like as, of course, the green and the purple version. Alright, so let's take a look at our killer. the Skull Merchant. Here's our cyborg female killer, it looks like, with a bit of Wolverine claws. Or maybe she's just Vega. Is it Vega? All right, let's take a look at her powers. Power 1, leverage. Life and business, you profit most when you're around the suffer most. Each time you hook a survivor, gain 1 token up to 10. When you hook a survivor, this perk activates. For each token, reduce the speed of which survivors heal by 3% for 30 seconds. All right. Her next perk is Games Afoot. First, you pick up your prey, then you pick it apart. While you are chasing the obsession, this perk activates. Damage generators, breaking walls, or pallets gives you a 5% haste status for 8 seconds. Whenever you hit survivor with the most time in chase with a basic, they become the obsession. You can shift the obsession? Wait, what? That's kind of crazy. And finally, Thwack. What? There's a perk named Thwack. Your prey is terrified by your relentless pursuit. After hooking a survivor, the next breakable wall or pallet you break will make survivors within 32 meters scream and reveal their aura for 4 seconds. Interesting. Thwack is active for 45 seconds after survivor is hooked. Okay. So you basically can just force survivors out of hiding by breaking walls or pallets. The last thing we really need to do is look at the Skull Merchant's power. So let's take a look at that. Inspired by dark mangas created by her father, the Skull Merchant relentlessly hunts her prey using the latest in surveillance technology. The Skull Merchant starts the trial with 4 drones. Pressing the power button places a drone which enters an active mode after a short boot up period. In this mode, where the drone creates a detection zone around itself within the killer is undetectable. Survivors gain lock-on progress. The drone reverts to scout mode when no survivor is detected for a while. In scout mode, the drone begins sweeping scan, and if it finds a survivor, it reactivates to active mode. Survivors can interact with the drone to disable it. If they fail, it enters active mode. If they succeed, it returns the killer, but the survivor is stuck with a claw trap. Special effect, Claw Trap. Claw Trap broadcasts the survivor's location to the killer until this battery dies. If they get too close to a drone, it enters active mode. The Claw Trap's battery is recharged. The killer can press the active ability to open a radar to see the location of survivors with Claw Traps in those detection zone. Special effect, Lock On. When full, the survivor is revealed by the killer instinct while inside a drone's detection zone and suffers from the exposed status effect until they meter discharges or they are put into dying effect. A lot of exposing. This is like instant freaking starstruck. Wow, this is an interesting power. Interesting power indeed for our friend the Skull Merchant. And there you have it. That's what we're looking at as the next 9 perks added to Dead by Daylight with Tools of Torment. So we saw the bionic Vega-like from Street Fighter killer, the Skull Merchant, and she has her abilities. We saw what looks like apparently twins, maybe siblings at the least. With the Lyras, we saw their abilities, including the new combination teamwork perks, which who knows, maybe we'll see future characters with teamwork perks as well, much like when Michaela dropped the first boon, and then we saw other characters getting boons as well, and it is listed as teamwork. So this seems to be a very specific classification of perks that are to come. We saw their 6 perks as survivors. Nothing struck me as game breaking or completely overpowered, but I definitely saw some perks that could lead to some very interesting builds. And I will like to see how some of these perks work, especially the teamwork perks where you have to stay within 12 meters, and how they'll actually look when we can upgrade them, because obviously right now I didn't come over with any real blood points because the way of the timing that they took from my PTB snapshot. So basically it's just I had a little bit, I took a shot to see if I could find any kind of way to upgrade these perks, and we'll do a little bit of action tonight live at 6 p.m. Eastern time, where we'll play both survivors a few matches. We'll also play the Skull Merchant for a couple of matches and try to get a real feel of what the new killers and survivors feel like. Tell me your thoughts on the survivors and the killer below. We have 3 new characters to play with. I want to hear what you think. Or you think this is going to be an interesting chapter? You think it's going to be meh? Are you not real thrilled with what we got from the new survivors? Or you think this is really awesome and the new survivor and the killer are going to be really good? As always, thanks for watching, and later, mates.